Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So this is the problem that I was discussing yesterday and told you that today again we will solve this problem. Okay, so let us start. You all be ready with your pen and paper and we will start right away. Okay, it said that 10 samples of 100 kg bags were taken and examined whether they really consume 12 kgs of nitrate, okay, for every quintal bag of fertilizer. Now the percentage of the nitrate are given to you, and we have to see whether this weight which is given in kg, um, whether the yes, so whether the bag is a defective one or not, or sorry, the machine is a defective one or not, that we have to test, right? How do we test? If the machine is exactly giving 12 kg on an average, okay, if the mean is 12 kg, we don't know the average, but we have to see whether it is giving exactly 12 kg of nitrate or not. If not, then it is defective. And if yes, it is giving 12 kg, we can prove it by the hypothesis testing. Then we will conclude that the machine is not defective. All right. So for this, you need to first state the null hypothesis. So quickly state the null hypothesis. Write down solution. Null hypothesis is that null hypothesis is that the population mean is 12 kg. Null hypothesis is that the population mean is 12 kg. Then you write H naught mu equals to 12. H naught mu equals to 12. Next line you will write and H1 and H1 mu not equals to 12 and H1 mu not equals to 12. Okay? Okay. Next you write when H naught is true. Next you will write when H naught is true, when H naught is true, comma, this follows the T distribution. This follows T distribution with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. With n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Okay. Next you write x bar equals to. Now we will calculate the sample mean and sample standard deviation, okay, because these are not given directly in the question. The numbers of the percentages of nitrate for the selected 10 samples have been given. So we have to first calculate the mean and then the standard deviation, then only we can move ahead for the testing. Okay, so first let us calculate x bar. X bar equals to, you write down summation x divided by n, summation x divided by n. So what is the summation of x values? Quickly do it. 11 plus 14 plus 13 plus 12, like that, plus 12 last. So add these 10 numbers and see what is the number, and tell me what is the number. Are you getting 125? How much are you getting? Rina, have you got 125? Rina,
Yes, ma'am.
125.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So then you write 125 by 10 because 10 is the sample size. N equals to 10. So you write 125 by 10 equals to 12.5. So x bar is 12.5. Okay. Next you write for the standard deviation. For the standard deviation, we take deviations from 12. Always remember this, okay? I think in your previous semester, what you did was you were taking deviation from x bar. But here, you need to take deviation from the population mean that is given. Okay? So you will write for the standard deviation, we take for the SD, you write for the SD, we take deviations from 12. For the SD, we take deviation from 12. That is that is D equals to x minus 12. For the SD, we take deviations from blue. আচ্ছা আমি গিয়ে করে দেবো তুমি চা খাও okay you have you written for the SD we take deviations from 12 that is D equals to x minus 12 okay next you write we will now write the series of numbers that is D. What we will do is we will just deduct 12 from the numbers given that is 11 minus 12 first that is minus 1 comma 14 minus 12 so 2 then 13 minus 12 that is 1 next 12 minus 12 that is 0 next 13 minus 12 so 1 then 14 minus 12 so 2 next is 11 minus 12 so minus 1 and last one will be 12 minus 12 that is 0. Next you write that therefore summation D equals to therefore summation D equals to therefore summation D equals to what will be summation D? You will just use your phone and calculate. Minus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 0. Cha, 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 cha. Hmm. Correct. Okay, so summation D will be 5. If you do minus 1 plus 2 plus 1 then 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 0 you get summation D equals to 5. Next you do summation D square. Summation D square. What will you do? You will just have to square all this number that is minus 1 square you will get 1 2 square so 4 then you need to add all these numbers. So first one will be 1 next one will be 4 next one 1 again next will be 0 next again 1 next 0 then 1 then 4 then 1 again 0. So you will get the square of all these numbers, right? You will get the square of all the D values. Then you need to add those values and see how much you are getting. Summation d square will probably be 12 because 1 plus 4 5 plus 1 6 plus 1 7 plus 1 8 plus 2 4 plus 4 12 minus plus 1 13. How much you're getting? Please see summation d square 13. It will be 13, no? Summation d square. Check. How much is summation d square? Please check. It will be 13, okay? Summation d square will be 13. Then you do s square, that is summation d square by n minus summation d by n whole square. Write this formula, this will be minus, okay? You can see s square equals to summation d square by n. Then again equals to is written, no? It will be minus. Use the formula and see how much you are getting. S square first you calculate. Then s you will calculate. You will take root over of the answer and you will get s. Calculate and tell me the value of t statistic. Formula of t statistic is x bar minus mu divided by s by root over n minus 1. Please calculate and tell me the value of t statistic. All of you calculate and tell me the value of t. Yes, how much have you got for t value? T is how much? Have you got 1.47? Please say.
And we got 1.47.
1.47. Okay, very good. So in this problem, the tabulated value was given. It was 2.262. It was 2.262, right? And we are getting 1.47. So we cannot reject the null hypothesis since it is not falling in the critical region. Thus, what will be our conclusion? Since the calculated value of t is not more than two tabulated value, that is 2.262, so this does not fall in the critical region, and therefore we cannot reject the null hypothesis. Thus we conclude that the population mean is 12. Thus, that is, the data do not indicate that the machine is defective. Okay. This paragraph also you can write, which is written. Instead of writing what I said, you can write also this paragraph. So, this writing the conclusion is very important. Okay. Writing the conclusion is very important. Once you find out the calculated value of t, you need to see whether it is falling in the critical or acceptance region. If it is more than the tabulated value, then it falls in the critical region, and in that case you have to reject the null hypothesis. And if it is if the calculated value of t is less than the tabulated value, then you cannot reject the null hypothesis, and thus you conclude that the population mean is 12, or the data does not indicate that the machine is defective. Okay, so this is how you will write the conclusion. Have you all understood what I taught today just now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So let us see what is the next problem. Okay, this all will be your homework for weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You all will finish this PDF. Whatever is there, you will finish this PDF. Okay. So the next problem says a soap manufacturing company was distributing a particular brand of soap through a large number of retail shops. Before a heavy advertisement campaign, the mean sales per week per shop was 140 dozens. Okay, so here the mean is given. After the campaign, a mean of sample of 26 shops was taken, and the mean sales was found to be 147 dozens with standard deviation 16. Can you consider the advertisement effective? So what is it? First, the mean sales per week of the shop was 140. Okay, this you will take as the population mean. And after the campaign, a sample of 26 shops. So this becomes your sample size. 26 becomes your sample size. And looking at 26 number, you understand that this is a t-test. And it was taken, and the mean sales has been found to be 147. So x bar is given, and standard deviation, that is sigma or s, whatever you call s, you call it s, is given 16. Okay, now you have to just put them into the formula. First you assume the null hypothesis. You will assume that it follows the normal distribution with mean 140. So mu will be 140, and x bar is given 147, and n is given 26, and s is given 16. So you will just substitute the value and solve it. Okay, and then what you have to do here is you have to see the table. I hope I have shared the table. I hope so. Have I shared the table in WhatsApp group?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. No, that not that one. Another one I shared. Oh, I shared. No, okay, fine. Okay, so you need to see the table, and your degrees of freedom here will be how much? Can anyone tell me how much will be degrees of freedom? For seeing the table, you need to know the degrees of freedom, right? How much will be the degrees of freedom? That is df. Who can answer? How much will be the degrees of freedom? How do you know, calculate the degrees of freedom? It is n minus 1. Okay, for t test for specified mean, it is n minus 1. Now tell me, how much will be the degrees of freedom?
Ma'am, 5%.
5%. That is level of significance. I'm asking degrees of freedom.
Ma'am, that 0.051.
No, 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 no. Those are level of significance and your critical region. Degrees of freedom are the left hand side numbers. You need to see, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that numbers are there. Those are degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom means n minus 1. N minus 1. What is n here? What is
26,
26 minus 1? So 25.
25.
Yes, your degrees of freedom will be 25. Always remember, okay? Degrees of freedom for t test for specified mean is n minus 1. N will be the sample size, minus 1 you will do, you will get the degrees of freedom. Okay, all of you. So degrees of freedom you will see, and on the right hand side at the top you will see the level of significance. 5% you will take, and you will take the value. Okay, and then you will solve the problem. This is already solved in the PDF. You just have to do it in your copy and check whether you are getting the same answer or not. Here in problem number 14.43, it is of two samples. Okay, two samples also we have done. See here, I am showing you the formula. In this PDF itself, formula is there. I don't know whether you have written that day or not. I spent one class in dictating and explaining this formula. I don't know you have written or not. Still, I'm saying this formula. Okay, next problem will be of this formula. When two samples are given, no, when two samples, two means, and two standard deviations are given, then you need to use this formula. And here, what will be the degrees of freedom? You know, here the degrees of freedom will be n1 plus n2 minus 2. I'll upload the class recordings for your reference. Okay, n1 plus n2 minus 2. This will be your degrees of freedom. So if you go back to the problem, what will be the degrees of freedom in this problem? N1 is how much? 9. N2 is 8. So what will you do? You will do 9 plus 8 minus 2. That is 17 minus 2. So you get 15. 15 will be your degrees of freedom. Okay. So you use this, the second formula, and then you solve this problem. Okay. Please do it. And if you are facing any difficulty, you can always contact me. But you should finish this PDF by Sunday. These are all same type of problem. In the 14.43 example, you have to use the second formula where two sample means and two standard deviation or variance, whatever it is, will be given. And remember, variance means S square. Okay. Variance means S square. I hope you remember. Variance is the square of standard deviation. Do you remember? In your last semester it was taught. Do you remember? Variance means square of standard deviation. Am I saying a new word to you, or you already know it? Tell me please. Variance means square of standard deviation. Isn't it? Okay, anyways. You just remember variance, if it is given in the problem, then you have to take root over of that value to find out the standard deviation of the samples. Okay, listen to me carefully. If variance is given in any problem, in this types of problem, then you have to make root over of that value. Here the variance is given as 121 and 144. Then you have to take root over of this value to find out the standard deviation of the two samples. Okay, root over of 121 will be 11 and root over of 144 will be 12. So 11 and 12 will be your standard deviation. Remember this thing. All right. Okay, then you use this formula and solve. If you are facing any difficulty, tell me. This one also, same thing, same type of problem. One you do and you can do rest. This one you will not do. Test for equality of two means paired. Paired two means this one we will do in the class, in the next class. Okay. You do till this problem. 14.44. So 3 problems I am giving you homework. Okay. 3 problems is your homework. You will do it by Sunday. And we will do the next type of problem on Monday. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt regarding this? You can tell. And today there is a webinar. I hope all of you will attend. Right? All of you attend, okay? The meeting link is given in the flyer. It's also given. Yes, Reena, I will upload it. Tonight only I'll upload, okay? All the recordings of last week and this week also. This week only, this class, 2 classes happened, no? Thursday and Friday. So I'll upload on Wednesday also. 3 classes happened. So I will upload this week and last week's links, recordings also. So you refer to those recordings and please solve the problems, okay? In the last week's recordings, I think you will get the formula explanation. You will see that recording and then you use those formula in these problems, in solving these problems. All right. Okay. You may leave the class now. See you in the webinar. All of you